My name is C Boogie Productions, and this is the Self-Improvement Summit.
I give it up with the one, play one, and his leadership talking a minute.
As a leader, you can't make good decisions without having clear cognitive skills.
Give yourselves a hand just for showing up today, guys. My name is Corey Williams, native Houstonian. I go by Crypto Corey, and cryptocurrency has actually changed my life. Anybody here have businesses that actually sell products or services? Accept cryptocurrency as a form of payment. But 10 years from now, if you don't accept cryptocurrency as a form of payment, because to stay in business is a little bit more harder these days.
I'm the rhyming realtor for your dream home. You need to buy or sell. I'm the purpose coach for those that feel like they're going through hell. I'm the speaker here to motivate, encourage, and inspire, but poet as well. Got the markets with balls of fire. The book that I wrote is changing lives as well. A servant is what I am on a mission to serve, not sell. When it's all said and done, I help others reach their full potential. I help them find their purpose, to find true joy. It is essential. Andre Notice is my name, and inspiration is who I be. It's true, I live to give, and you will notice me.
Hi everybody, my name is Halsey. The topic that I chose for today is unconditional self-acceptance.
On YouTube, I have a channel called View from the Man Cave. On that platform, I talk about everything related to masculinity and manhood. Why? Because that's what I believe. That's what I stand on. That's what I will defend against enemies both foreign and domestic.
Johnson. I am the owner of J Power. First question that I want to ask everybody: how many entrepreneurs do we have here?
The next question I'd like to ask you guys is, how many black businesses failed in your time? Anybody?
You want to cut it down?
9 out of 10? Okay, close. 8 out of 10. 18.
Appreciate you. Peace. Shout out to everybody, man. Welcome to the Nerve of You podcast, episode 3. Hey, man, this podcast has been a success so far. Y'all see the new digs. Y'all see the upgrades, man. And we doing it for y'all, man. Look, at the end of the day, it's all about self-improvement, right? So as a self-improvement general, if I ain't doing it, then the movement is null and void. You see what I'm saying? So this episode 3 of the Nerve of You podcast, and is only up from here every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And if any changes, I'll let you guys know in advance. But we got some current events. I like to start off with current events. You see what I'm saying? Let's talk about the Lakers for 1 second. We're not even going to stay on the Lakers for too long. Russell Westbrook is who we thought he was. He's an erratic player. He can only play at one speed. Russell Westbrook has a very horrible basketball IQ. It just is what it is. He was like that in Oklahoma City. He was like that in Houston. He was like that in D.C. Now he's in Los Angeles playing with LeBron James, the king, and he can't get it right. Yeah, Russell Westbrook is a good athlete, but there's a difference between being an athlete and a good basketball player. It's two different things, man. You got to have an IQ for the game of basketball. And you got to know how to utilize your teammates, man. And let's be honest, Russell Westbrook cannot shoot the basketball. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this guy's hitting the side of the backboard, man. You know what I mean? Never seen nothing like that in my life, man. So we praying for Russell Westbrook. The Lakers ain't going nowhere this season, man. They probably make it to the playoffs by the skin of their teeth, get knocked out the first or second round, and at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's all good, man. So, look, we're going to get into this episode, man, how THOTS have successfully took the place of wives Look, man. Check it out, man. A lot of dudes, they just gonna have to admit that they love thoughts, man. You know what I'm saying? They love women that'll be words, man. They love fast women, women in the streets. You see what I'm saying? A lot of dudes like to chase women from the club and this, that, and the third. And it's nothing wrong with it if that's what you want to do. I'm not sitting here trying to condemn nobody. You know what I mean? See, Boogie, I done did it all. I done did it all twice and got the t-shirt to say it. But it's like this, man. A lot of dudes are hypocritical, man. Because they'll sit around all day. They'll talk about women are this and thoughts and the succubus and so forth and so forth. But if you look at their life, that's all they chasing, man. They laying next to the succubus every night. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of dudes just don't want to outright just admit the shit. Like, look, man, I ain't really looking for a wife, at least not right now. You know what I'm saying? I want to chase around fast women. I want to chase around thoughts. I want to chase around hoes. I want to chase around strippers, etc., etc. That's what I like to do on my pastime. Now, the question is, how have thoughts successfully took the place of wives? Well, one, like I've been talking about on my channel for the last 4 or 5 days now, and it's been a reoccurring subject on my channel, a real hot topic. Look, man, a lot of women have played wife for so long with a lot of different dudes, man. Had their babies, lived up in the crib, you know, helped guys build their brands and build their businesses. And at the end of the day, it was no reason for this man to even marry a woman. You dig? She put out way too early, way too much. A lot of dudes had their way, and at the end of the day, man, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? A lot of dudes have took up that attitude, and look, man, I can't blame them. You know what I'm saying? I cannot blame them, man. If a woman is going to let you do whatever it is that you want to do and have your way, it is what it is. It's like, why not, right? You know what I mean? And a lot of women are pissed off behind this shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women don't like it, but it's the truth. You see what I'm saying? And then now, you know, it's just to the point where a lot of women that will probably be squares, probably be good girls. You see what I'm saying? They realize it's not really a reward for good girls out here, man. Like, real talk, what are the good girls getting that the thoughts ain't getting? You know what I'm saying? Now, we could talk about the long run, but I'm talking about short term. The thoughts is getting money from dudes. The thoughts is getting the status standing next to dudes. They getting their businesses funded. You dig? A lot of thoughts is actually getting put before the wife. If we talking about married dudes dealing with them. So a lot of women realize, you know, I've been a good girl all my life. You know, I was into the church or into religion. I went to school, got a degree. You know, I didn't sleep around when I was young, and I didn't get anything out of it. You see what I'm saying? And then they looked around. They seen all the fast women. They seen all the quote-unquote bad girls having their way. And even getting respect from a lot of dudes. Because let's get it twisted, man. A lot of y'all get this online stuff mixed up with real life. And that's not true. That's not true, Antoine. In real life, man, dudes ain't walking up to women calling them thoughts and calling them this, that, and the third. Matter of fact, that was a video floating around of Cash Doll. Y'all know the rapper from Detroit. You know, Cash Doll recently became a single mother to the rapper Tracy T that was in MMG. You know, so congratulations to Cash Doll. But she was up in I think some store up in Buckhead, and she ran into Kevin Samuels. And not only did Kevin Samuels take a picture with Cash Doll, he was skinning and grinning all up in the camera. Now, on Kevin Samuels' show, he's talking about women like this, women that don't get married, women that you know, live that fast life. You know, Cash Doll was a stripper, you know, back in the day before she became a rapper and all this other stuff. But when a lot of these dudes see these women in real life, it's all hugs and kisses, man. At the end of the day, you know, a lot of dudes ain't got no smoke for these women, man. And that's just the reality of the situation. So, boom. In real life, dog, dudes ain't really carrying with these women the way they say they are, man. They just not. And a lot of the quote unquote good girls have looked at this and analyzed it like, what is the point? What is the point of me being a good girl when I'm not even getting the respect? Matter of fact, let me take it a step further. A lot of dudes take their frustration out on the good girls. And that's a consequence of what happened between them and some of these fast-ass women that's walking the street. So they went through this and that with the fast women. You know what I mean? They probably got shut up or played by some strippers, or they ended up sleeping with the wrong girl raw. Now you got a baby mom for the rest of his life. And at the end of the day, man, next time this guy bumps into a woman that he really likes, she could be a good girl, come from a good family. She did. You know, she grew up in a house with a backyard. All that. You know, had a father in her life. Strong men. You know, to keep her in her femininity. A lot of dudes take their frustration out on that girl. And, hey, man, it is what it is. It's a dirty game. You know what I'm saying? They not going to take out their frustration with the cash dolls and the women of that caliber, because that come with real consequences in real life. Best believe that. Because all cash doll got to do is make a phone call to some Detroit goons, and she going to get you handled for real. And that's something that a lot of good girls ain't going to do. You know what I mean? So it's a real bad reward punishment system out here too, man. That was a time where men rewarded women with marriage based on their behavior and based on their merit and caliber of women. Like, you know what? You deserve to be taken care of. You deserve to be honored. You deserve to be put on the highest platform that I can give you as a man. But now a lot of dudes is giving that to the THOTS, man, to the fast women, taking them on trips. You dig? Breaking mad bread on them and their family and friends. Yo, man, it's a real dirty game out here. So I'm looking at it like, you know what, man? A lot of dudes, honestly, man, they really don't want a wife. I'm talking about the 2022, the modern man. Y'all know how they say modern women. I'm talking about the modern man. A lot of modern dudes don't want to get married until they get, you know, older in life and they start looking at their demise. This is real talk. I started to peep this. We had Bishop Noel Jones. And I like Bishop Noel Jones. I like to listen to his sermons and things of that nature. Noel Jones decided to get engaged to his long-term girlfriend of like over 20 years at the age of, I think Noel Jones is 72. Now, that should be a slap in the face to this woman. Beautiful sister too, man. Light-skinned, beautiful. Look like she stay in the gym, eat right. She look healthy. Now, Bishop Noel Jones know it's over with, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's time to start planning for that upper room. Shout out to Eddie Murphy, man. Y'all know what Eddie Murphy said on the movie Life. The upper room. When Jesus. Real talk. It's time to start planning for the upper room. Make sure you got your affairs in order. You dig? Now, Noel Jones realized this, and he said, damn, you know what? I'm probably going to need a babysitter, right? I'm probably going to need a woman to take me to all my doctor's appointments. I'm probably going to need a woman to make sure I'm eating right. I'm probably going to need a woman to put this Bengay on my back. So let me go in and marry my long-term girlfriend. But when I was healthy enough to marry her, I wasn't even thinking about it. And let me tell y'all something, dog. A lot of these women are catching on to that little scheme, too. So they going to make you pay like you weigh. They going to make you pay like your age. Like, oh, yo, man. And this is a true story. A quick little sidebar, too, man. You know, I had a couple women tell me in the last couple months that they was out on dates with some older dudes. And then, you know, older guys, no kids, never been married. You know, nothing wrong with that. But they was like, you know, these guys be talking as if they 30 years old again. Like, yeah, you know, I want to start a family. I want to have kids. And then the girls be like, well, with who? I mean, you almost 60 years old. You talking about having a newborn as if you 30 years old. Like, you almost out to the upper room. So a lot of chicks is catching on to this, man, and they like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna go for it. You see what I'm saying? So once again, it's a dirty game, man. You know what I mean? It's a real dirty game. But what you got to say about the reward punishment system out here? Do you think THOTS is getting rewarded more than women that could be potential wives to a man?
I think they are. I think the THOTS are getting rewarded way more than so-called quote-unquote good girls. You know, a lot of men, they say, yeah, I want a woman with a low body count. I want a woman that is, you know, spiritual. You know, she's not out here in these streets, but they chase after the women that are out here in these streets because of a look that they're going for, or a type of, they want sex. Yeah, they want sex.
Well, they can get sex. Well, see, here's the thing. They can get sex from the good girl. Let's not get it twisted. You can get sex from a good girl, but at the end of the day, it's what the fast girl represents too. You know, a lot of fast women, man, they make a lot of men feel alive. You know, it's like a woman when she's with a bad boy. You see what I'm saying? This is one of the reasons why a lot of women like bad boys or guys with a little edge about them, because they want to feel alive. You see what I'm saying? They know the spontaneous nature of the bad boy. You know what I mean? The aggressiveness and, excuse me, like the attitude and all of that, man. A lot of women are sexually attracted to that, and it makes them feel alive. And this is what the fast girl represents for a lot of men. You dig? And if you think about it, a lot of dudes that are still, you know, later in life, in 50s and 60s and God forbid 70s, still chasing around fast women and all of that. A lot of these dudes, they didn't have their fair share of fun when they was young. Because typically it goes, a man sow his wild oats when he's young. You know what I'm saying? You have a little bit of fun or a lot of fun. And then later on in life, your testosterone start to drop. You start to have a lot more clarity as a man. You start to obtain things, accomplish things in life, and then you slow down. You slow down, and whether you slow down to be single or slow down to have a family, you know, you're not still chasing around the volume of fast women as if you were still 20 years old. But a lot of dudes that take that mentality well into their you know, golden years of life, a lot of these dudes are the guys that have been passed up. They feel they didn't have their fair shot when they was young, or they could have got married very early, or whatever the case is, and now they got something to prove, not even understanding that, look, the game is vicious. And as you get older, you got a lot more to lose. See, a 21 or 22-year-old young man can make a mistake and bounce back. That's just the reality. You know what I'm saying? You can make a couple big mistakes in your 20s. This is what your youth is for. And you can still bounce back and shake it off, for the most part, within reason, right? Now, a 50, 60-year-old man or a 40-year-old man that makes a huge mistake, is very hard for him to bounce back as if he was 22 years old again. So, you know, it's just ramifications for a lot of dudes that they don't even consider when they out here trying to run in these streets.
What is the allure that a bad girl has that a good girl does not?
Well, just like I just said, you know, for a lot of dudes, the fast women make guys feel alive again. You see what I'm saying? Just give them that feeling. You know what I mean? Like when you out with a good girl, again, the good girl's gonna be responsible. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you driving too fast, she gonna tell you slow down. You know, you driving without a seatbelt, or, you know, you might have had a couple drinks. She gonna say, yo, we gotta get a cab. But, you know, a lot of times the fast women, they're not on that type of time. Like, they with it. You know what I mean? They just as spontaneous, just as aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Just as reckless. You dig? So, for a lot of guys, it represents freedom and fun. For some guys, you know, just make them feel alive again. They might have lost that feeling in their life, you know, where they just went dormant over some years. They just got very complacent with their life. So they get with a young, fast thotty body and just get out here. I mean, they might go to Vegas or take other vacations and just wild out. You know, but the good girl, she's thinking responsibly. She's like, yeah, I can go somewhere for the weekend, but I got to be ready for work at 8 o'clock Monday morning. And, you know, I really don't want to drink that much because I've been fasting and working out. No, you know, a lot of dudes don't want to hear that. They want to hear yes, 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 yes. You dig? So that's what it is, man. You know, that's a part of the allure, man. Because the sex, you know, not all fast women got good sex. That's just the reality, man. It's not just the sex. That's like saying, you know, all thugs got good D for a woman. Like that's may or may not be true. Who's to say that the quiet guy in the corner can't blow a woman back out and make her squirt? That's not true. But it's all the other things outside of the sex too that a lot of people got to take in consideration, man. So, you know, the thing about the thoughts, man. A lot of fast women, a lot of hoes, a lot of strippers, women of the nightlife, they make real good counselors for men too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys, they don't want to admit it, but a lot of these dudes confide in fast women. They do a lot of pillow talking with fast women. See what I'm saying? They tell a lot of their inner darkest secrets and fears to fast women because, you know, a lot of fast women just know how to disarm a man and make a man feel good.
And I think they probably would not feel judged as much as if they were to talk to a quote unquote good girl.
That too. So that's another thing that got to be taken into consideration as well. You know what I'm saying? A lot of square women, they definitely going to judge you based off of decisions you make on a day-to-day basis, man. The judgment is going to be a lot harsher, man, because they're not living like that. But a fast woman, you know, a fast woman that's in the streets or a woman at a nightlife, bruh, at the end of the day, for the most part, within reason, everything's a go. You see what I'm saying? Because she got a lot of dirt on her jacket as well.
Do you think if men are leading with their with sex, do you think that they should be with fast women and they won't be good husbands to good women? Like that's their lane. Like they have successfully converted themselves to deal with that type of woman, so they should be with that type of woman, because if they are with a good girl, they will mistreat her, or you know,
she's just not gonna do it for
she's
him.
not gonna. Yeah,
I mean, look, depends on how long you stay in that lifestyle. You know, a man can go through some seasons of dealing with some fast women or women of the nightlife and still come out unscathed, and you get your mind right and go be a good husband. But y'all know what they say, man, the toothpaste don't go back in the tube. So, you know, depends on how deep you went down that rabbit hole with this stuff, man, because it can stain your brain. At the end of the day, man, you done dealt with so many thoughts and loose women and fast women that you can't even wrap your mind around that it is some decent women that's walking the earth, because you've been in those circles for so long. You know, you got so much stuff in your closet. The women you dealt with got so much stuff in their closet, man. It's a dirty game like that, people, man. So you got to recognize that you can go too deep with this stuff, man. Y'all remember the movie In Too Deep with Omar Epps and LL Cool J?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't no cop, Jay Reed. The guy was so deep undercover,
right,
that, you know, he actually thought he was a drug dealing bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Like, even LL Cool J told him at the end of the movie, you ain't no cop, Jay Reed. Why? Because LL Cool J understood that his heart got corrupted out there with those guys. And then another thing is he started to really humanize those guys too. And he didn't look at him as a cop no more because he went into that world. So
right.
He learned every in and out of that lifestyle, and he started to see the flaw in law enforcement. So, you know, good movie. Y'all should check it out. Real classic movie if you into stuff like that. But, yo, man, all of these things can really happen, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're not careful. You know what I mean? There's only a percentage of guys that can do both. That can run in the streets with fast women, and once he's done, he can cut it off and be a good husband. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about a good husband for a good woman. You said not a good husband to a fast woman. I'm talking about a good husband to a good, righteous, virtuous woman. There's only a small percent of guys that can really, really do that, man. A lot of guys get confused and they think that they can be husbands. Then boom, maybe 4 or 5 years into the marriage, they get this itch to go back into the streets. Like, let me tell you something. I remember when I got back home from Iraq, and I was so used to going out on missions and having my weapon and my rifles with me, being on that 50 cal all day. I was so used to that when I got home, man, I was chasing that feeling every sense, man. You know, and I had to substitute that feeling I got on that 50 cal, the feeling of being alive, the feeling of being free, you know, that power that it gave me. I had to substitute that feeling with other things that gave me the same dopamine rush, because if not, I would get depressed, man. Once you get that itch, you get that itch, and ain't nothing nobody can do about it. So, you know, if you playing husband, you know, even if you got a decent wife at home, you know, you playing husband and stuff, that stuff can get real boring, man. You just want some excitement in your life. You're like, man, let me go in and turn a couple corners. And then one weekend lead to 2 weekends. 2 weekends lead to 3 weekends. And the next thing you know, you out every weekend back with the boys as if you're not a married man. So you can go too deep with that stuff, man. Real talk. So it's again, dog, it's a dirty game. And you got to stay clean. Just period, man. Did you have something to say?
I agree with you, because sometimes when a guy goes too deep into that world and then they start cheating and start lying to their wives, they can become darker, and their wives are still clean and, you know, light, and they may not even be able to relate, you know, to their wives. So because they change so much, and now all they are attracted to are darker, you know, women. I think that can be a bad thing if you go too far.
Yeah, we go too far. A lot of men don't go to church because of the condemnation. They don't want to sit back and listen to the preacher tell them about some activities that they got in the night before, you know. And to be fair, that's why a lot of women don't go to church. You know what I'm saying? I know nobody want to outright just tell the truth, so we come up with all type of reasons why church is bad and this, that, and the third. Like, no. What is church? Church, the actual church is just a building with walls. You know, it's the people that make the church. So if the church is bad, it's because the people are bad. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. So a lot of dudes don't even go to church because of that reason, man. Because of the condemnation just going to eat them up. Now, they'll never admit it, but that's facts. You see what I'm saying? Because the Bible don't just talk about how women should be virtuous and submissive to their husbands. They talk about the role of a man as well and what a man should do. You see what I'm saying? But we're not going to get all into the religious piece, but I'm just saying, you can go so deep into some dark places, man, that you may not find your way out. You see what I'm saying? And it's very hard, you know, to live both lifestyles, man. So,
you know, going back to women waiting so long for a commitment, you know, as a good girl, I think that's a really big topic. Like, I think that's it is hurtful, you know, for a woman to wait that long and do the things that she thought was necessary to get a marriage and maintaining being a good girl versus going to the strip club and living the fast life. And you know, I just think that there's not really much of an incentive to be a good girl right now because men are leading with sex. They want it so bad. I think it's up to the men to kind of not put that much value in sex, just like it's up to the woman to not put that much value in money, and kind of, you know, get to know who we are dealing with on on a human level, like.
Well, some women did get the shaft. You know what I'm saying? Some women did get the shaft. They did everything that a man required to become a wife, and he still said nah. You know, or he came up with reasons why she shouldn't be a wife. You know, and then you got other girls that signed up for it. But the reality is, however you got there, and a lot of men had the mentality of, why buy the milk? Why buy the cow when I can get the milk for free? Because sexual access is in abundance these days. A lot of dudes take that off their list when they think about a wife. So it's like, all right, well, what else can she do for me? A lot of dudes these days, they cook for themselves. They can clean their own crib. They can do a lot of domestic things. A lot of dudes ain't even tripping. They traveling. A lot of dudes is just living a complete life where they really don't need a woman, at least at that particular time. So they just pick up the attitude like, look, you know, my options are plentiful. You see what I'm saying? And there was a time where a large percentage of men got married for sex alone because sexual access wasn't this rampant. But nowadays, dog, it's everywhere. So why would a man have to even settle down? He gonna settle down when he see fit. Going back to Noel Jones, the guy is 72 years old. You know, he looks 72. Excuse me. He's not, you know, like a 72-year-old guy that been in the gym, taking care of himself. Like, no. Noel Jones looked fragile. He looked 72. And he recognized the upper room is a lot closer than it was 20 years ago. So Noel Jones had a woman that been in his corner for over 20-something years. And he did not commit to the woman. But as he realized that the upper room is closer than we think, he decided to get down on one knee and marry the girl. And she went for it. You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Why would you wait that long for a proposal? I mean, why? You know what I'm saying? It's really sad.
I think it has to do with a lot with the emotional attachment that good girls do have that hoes have an advantage on. Hoes can detach from a man very quickly. I mean, with God's speed. But I think a good girl, she stays and stays years at a time because she is, the more sex I think we have with one man, you know, or a man, the more attached, the more closer we do get. The less sex we have, he looks more and more like a stranger, you know, and that's how it is with our bodies. So I think that, you know, that's one of the, you know, the benefits of, I guess, being, a fast person. But
so why don't y'all keep your legs closed until the right man come? Why don't or why don't y'all realize, you know, I'm 9 months into a relationship, or I'm a year into a relationship, and I don't really see marriage coming in the future. Every time I bring it up, I get these wild excuses, but I'm still sleeping with this man every night. Let me go ahead and back off and recalibrate and save myself for the right guy. Why don't y'all have these epiphanies? Why do y'all women wait until the worst case scenario happen, and then y'all learn y'all lesson? But by the time y'all learn y'all lesson, the emotional and psychological damage is
it's
so
already
deep.
done. Yeah,
it's already done. He already wore you out.
Hope is a dangerous thing. It's a great thing and it's a dangerous thing, because when you have hope, you hoping for the best, you staying in, just maybe I have hope in him, and I hope he's gonna, you know, say yes, or I hope he's gonna change. But it could also be, you know, it's good when you hoping for certain things, but then it turns bad because if in his mind it's never going to happen, but he's, you know, leading you on. And
I mean, but like a lot of y'all, I mean, like I said earlier, for some women, I can see how they got the shaft. because their heart was in the right place. They met all the requirements to become a wife, and the guy just said no for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? And then you got other women that took a more foolish route. You know what I'm saying? Not only didn't they get the ring, didn't they get the marriage, but look what they put up with over
Right.
time.
Yeah.
The infidelities, the STDs, the embarrassment, the this and that. And it's just like, okay, now this is not a rookie mistake. Now you're just foolish. Now we got to raise our hands, people, and say, how you doing? My name is Tanya, or my name is, Kimberly, and I'm a foolish woman. You just got to raise your hand and just get it off your chest.
They're going to have to do that because it all leads back to the lack of self-improvement and the lack of self-respect. That's what they're going to have to do. And it all goes back to that. I think you are right about that. Just like, with men, if they have the hope of sex, they would talk to a woman 3 years, 2 years at a time, even if she just gives them a hope, if she flirts a little bit, or, he will continue to call her because he probably thinks, yeah, one day. But in her mind, she's like, no, I will never sleep with him, and women play that game too. So that hope aspect of, I hope I'm going to get this one day if I try harder. A lot of times when you are leading with your ego, you're like, okay, if I'm leading with my ego, I could change their mind. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. We don't want to look in the mirror. We're trying to say, I could do it, even when all the signs are saying, leave.
Well, one thing we gotta realize as people too is a tiger don't change his stripes. See what I'm saying? If a person show you who they are, 9 times out of 10, we should believe them. Now we look through these tinted glasses through our low self-esteem and through our low sense of self-worth and our needing to belong and be accepted and all this other crap. And those are the glasses that a lot of times we're looking out of, and we don't want to admit that that's the case. You know what I mean? And a lot of women don't realize that they've been played in the first place, or a lot of men don't realize you was a lick from the door. You was a lick at hello.
Damn.
Don't you realize that a certain woman can size you up and be like, damn. You know what I mean? This is why some women say the term, well, he can't handle me. And it's not always a negative connotation to it, even though a lot of dudes think it is. A lot of dudes say that because, a lot of women say that to a man or say that to themselves about a man because a lot of women know who they are sexually. They know their sexual history. They know their attitude. They know their temperament. They know their family. They know the circles they run in. And once they size a man up and be like, you know what? You're not aggressive enough, or you're not going to put me in my place when I need it, or you know what, I just got so much baggage that you just won't be able to handle me. I can feel your energy. And a lot of dudes shouldn't take it as a disrespectful thing. You should just realize, you know what, that's just one bullet that I dodged. So
that's true.
At the end of the day, man, a lot of what? I
was saying, end up like Rob in China. Rob in China, Rob Kardashian in China, Black China.
Yeah, that's a good example right there. You see what I'm saying? Rob was completely out his lane, and he got the shaft. You know what I'm saying? And he knew damn well he didn't have what it takes to handle no girl like Black China, but he went there anyway. But it's like this, man. You got to keep it real with yourself, and a lot of times we don't want to admit that we was licks at the door. You was already a lick when you woke up this morning. You was already a lick. You ain't even have to go nowhere. You was a lick. Why? Because the lick is what's inside of you. When a woman look at a man like a lick, you see what I'm saying? Or she just really just want to leave you alone and not even deal with you and put no energy into you at all. You was that when you woke up. You see what I'm saying? Because your self-esteem and your confidence was shot. You didn't believe in yourself. You can be a man that's driving a Benz with a 6-figure a year job with bonuses, that's well traveled, speak multiple languages, but if on the inside your confidence is low, dog, you ain't no different than that guy on the bus stop, man.
Right.
Now, and I'm talking about in terms of dealing with women. Now, you might think you pushing P because you got material things and you're educated and maybe your name got letters behind it, but at the end of the day, a woman gonna size you up the same because it's an energy thing. You was a lick when you woke up, and it's only a matter of time where but for so long, put it like this, but for so long, the girl gonna be distracted by the material possessions.
Yep.
It's only so long.
And then she'll realize that you're not.
You're a sucker.
Yeah, you're a pushover, like getting the rag for her after you guys are done.
Okay. So, like, it be like that, man. And all I'm saying is, it is what it is. Like I always say on my channel, it's a dirty game. Can you stay clean? Can you stay clean in a dirty game? And for a lot of people, the answer is no. You see what I'm saying? So, again, the reward punishment aspect of the dating world is all twisted up. A lot of fast women are getting rewarded a lot quicker than the quote-unquote good girls or the women that do have potential in being a great wife. You see what I'm saying? Real talk. It just is what it is, man. You know what I mean? A lot of dudes, they want to deal with fast women. I talked about some reasons earlier, but a lot of dudes want to deal with fast women too because they always want to have something over the girl head. So if a girl has a salacious background or an unsavory background, he can always hold that over the girl head. Now, a real thorough type of woman ain't gonna go for it. She gonna stop that at the door, but at the end of the day, a lot of dudes want that leverage over a woman too. Like, hold on, I found you in the streets, or I found you in a strip club, or I'm saying, like, your mind was a hoe. Like, what are you talking about? You see what I'm saying? A lot of dudes want to hold that over the girl head so they can maintain that footing. They can keep that leverage. So, you got that aspect of things, and that's what make the game even more dirty because he can't run that on a good girl. He can't run that on a girl with some sense and come from a good family. She ain't going for it. You know what I'm saying? She gonna look at you crazy like, well, there's the door at the end of the day. So a lot of dudes like to deal with women with problems and women with sketchy pasts or sketchy backgrounds. A lot of dudes actually want that because the dating scene right now is a power trip. It's a power game, a game of leverage, man. Who can get the most leverage? So a lot of people are out here playing private eye and private detective. Like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Her father ain't around. Her and her mother been beefing for the last 10 years. Family all split up. Now I'm gonna get her under my roof and impart some of my debaucherous, degrading wisdom on her. I'm gonna build her up for my liking, and I'm gonna be the only one that can break her down. So look, it's really a dirty game. You know what I'm saying? Truth be told.
And a lot of times, men are offering less and less and less to women.
Why would a man have to offer more when, again, the sexual access is at an all-time high?
And you're right. And at the end of the day, I think right now is the best time for a woman to close her legs because it's so plentiful. That's what tells you apart from another girl. If he had two women that he wanted to choose from, you guys look at the same or whatever, the same, liking. If you close your legs, he'll be more interested in you. I mean, at this time, I think that it's the best time for a woman to close her legs because everybody's having sex. And, I've learned that when you do close your legs, like, men will try to, talk to you years at a time, thinking that they will still get it, that doesn't make them run away. It'll just let them chase you more. And maybe they'll be able to offer you more than what they wanted to offer you in the beginning. So that's what I've learned as a woman. You know, sometimes women do have sex because they're scared that that will make, if I don't do it, you know, he may leave me and go find it somewhere else, and, you know, I won't get the commitment. But I mean, it's kind of the opposite, you know, now, because sex is so plentiful.
Indeed, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. You know, y'all watching the Nerve of You podcast. You know, episode 3, how thoughts have successfully took the roles of wives. And hey, look, like who you want to like. This is my thing. And this is my thing to a lot of dudes, man. Like who you want to like. But all that hypocritical behavior, man, miss me with that. There's too many cats out here running their mouth about the behaviors of women, and they right with them. So how can you sit around and talking about, oh, she a hoe, she a thought, she this, that, and the third, and she's sitting shotgun in your car. And then you know what the average dude gonna say? You know what I'm saying? Like, here's how a lot of dudes save face. Well, I ain't gonna do nothing with her anyway. I'm just gonna use her up. I'm like, but dog, you just sit here and call her everything but the child of God, but now you a co-conspirator. You see what I'm saying? Like, for me, I just can't roll with that, man. That's cap right there. I'm like, dog, in my crew of dudes that I came up with, if you like the girl, you like the girl. And this is why, especially in Black America in particular, a lot of dudes, they like certain women, like they truly like them, may even have some love for them, but they ain't gonna deal with them because there's a low-key hatred for women in Black America. I'm just gonna be 100 about it.
You're right.
And like we can say the same thing with Black women. You know, it's a low-key hatred they got for Black men. But I'm just talking about the dudes right now. At the end of the day, a lot of dudes don't see the value, respect women. I mean, hell, it's been like that for a while now. And the point is this, man. You know, a lot of dudes like certain girls, but they're not ever going to admit it because they don't want that stigma of being a simp, right? Or they don't want that smut on their jacket of, you know, a wife and a certain woman, you know, that her past may not be squeaky clean. You dig? So a lot of dudes don't want to face the ridicule. And a part of me gets it, but on the other end, I'm like, dog, as a grown man, you do what you want. Like, a man, being a man, inside and out, overrides any of that logic. You walk into a room as a man, you leave the room as a man, you fall asleep as a man, you stand on your principles.
I love that. I love that.
Like, whatever your principles is, but we got a lot of dudes that fall for that
game.
You know what I mean? For that lingo of other dudes, just because they really don't like women, and there is a low-key hatred for women in Black America. Let me tell you something, man. I remember, and I told this story, but this was a long time ago. I was living in El Paso, Texas, when I was dating this girl or whatever, and we had a good relationship, man. We really got along. We was cool. Sex was good, all that. And I was over my boy house, man. I went to see my boy Gibbs, and he's a wild dude, crazy, man, from South Carolina. And I went over his house for dinner or whatever. He had just got married. And he had asked me, he was like, yeah, man, you know, how you and such and such doing? I'm not going to say her name. He was like, how you and such doing, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all was rolling strong. And I was like, yo, man, I'm good. You know what I mean? She love my dirty drawers, man. But if she act up, she out of there. You know, all that nigga talk, all that nigga lingo. And my boy Gibbs was just like, dog, shut up and be happy, man. Like, and that really stuck with me since then. Like, everybody don't fall for the nigga lingo. It's just like, dog, if you like a girl, just say you like a girl. If you love her, just say you love her. But when we play these Negro games and we speak the Negro lingo about women, and a lot of dudes just don't want to admit that they like a girl and even love a girl, it leaves so much room for confusion, man.
Where does that come from?
Where does it come from? I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know where it comes from, man. You see what I'm saying? But I know rap music ain't helping. You know, hip hop not helping. I don't know. What's going on? What's going on with my visuals? Hey, can y'all still hear me in the chat room? I think the sound is on. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. We back up. I don't know what happened, but we back on it. Sorry about that. But hold on, we got to figure out what's wrong with the visuals. But y'all can still hear me, right? So y'all can hear me but can't see me. All right, it's back on. Okay. Sorry about that. We having some technical difficulties, people. Technical difficulties with the camera. Audio good, visual is off. Okay. I got you, man. I'm bringing my producer in now so we can try to fix the issue, try to figure out what's going on. Y'all give me 1 second. I think we back on. I think we back on. I believe we back on. Let me see. All right, we back on. All right, we back on. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, people. The battery had actually died. The battery had actually died on the camera, so that's on me. We only episode 3, man. Y'all don't laugh at me, man. We gonna get it right. We gonna get it right, man. But anyway, man. But a lot of thoughts have taken over successfully the role of wives, man. And here's my thing. A lot of dudes just need to stop the complaining too. You know what I'm saying? Really, really stop the complaining. You've been chasing around certain women. You dig. You like to have sex with certain women. You like to be in the company of certain women. Now you got to deal with the consequences of that. Just point blank period, man. A lot of dudes don't want to really deal with the consequences of it either, man. You know, then they want to blame all women and this. Nah, man, you got to look in the mirror at yourself. Like, you really do. At the end of the day, man. It's nobody's fault that you got yourself caught up in a quagmire with these fast-ass women, man. It's nobody's fault but your own. See what I'm saying? Real talk, man. So, look. I'm reading some of the chats. Reading some of these chats real quick, man. It's all good, man. Like I say, if a man want a wife, if a man want a decent woman, yo, man, you gotta be a decent man. Honestly, you gotta be a decent dude yourself, man. Can't drive in every lane. If a woman want a husband, she gotta be a good woman. She gotta be a decent woman.
Yeah, and she has to also understand when to cut it short. You know, gym memberships, they have, you know, free trials for a reason. You know, they will cut you off and say, hey, you like this? You like what you're seeing? If you don't want a commitment, all right, that's cool. If you do, then sign up. So I think that a lot of women should take that into account and not get so emotionally attached, which is, you know, having sex a lot, but, you know, with that said guy, so that she will be able to emotionally detach when the time comes. Because that is a very big problem. Like, if she could do that, then she'll be all right. But if she can't, then she will be in those 5-year, 3-year, long-term, you know, girlfriend situations.
For me, as far as I'm concerned, for those type of situations, the 4 years, the 5 years, there's no excuse. At that point, there's no excuse. A woman should know better. You know what I mean? You stayed 8 years because you wanted to. At the end of the day, whatever the reason was, I don't give a damn. But stop trying to blame men. Go look in the mirror and realize, you know what? I fell for the okie doke. There it is. You know what I'm saying? Now you just got to live with it. All of that 12 years. Come on, man. I can give a woman a year. I give a woman 9 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you know, you realize the guy didn't want to marry you. You moved on. Like, all right, there you go. Round of applause because you learned your lesson. You had some self-awareness. You know, all of that 4 or 5 years. Nah, you stayed because you wanted to. End of period. You liked your position at the time. You know what I'm saying? You was fearful. You was scared that you were scared to get back into the dating world thinking that you won't find nothing better. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the reason was, man. And when women come up with all these crazy excuses about that stuff, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. Because you was there too long not to know any better. Period. You should have known better. Hey, all you can do is make the proper adjustments. Try not to let it happen again. But that's it. But usually in these situations, fellas, the damage is already done. The damage is already done. Because let me tell you something, man. If I can get a woman to play wife for 4 or 5 years and never have to put a ring on it, and I get all the benefits, probably all the benefits and some, than what a husband would even get, why the hell would I marry a woman? That's what I want all the women to think about. This is what I want women, all you women, I want y'all to share this live stream. And I actually want women to answer this question. If I can get all the perks and all the benefits plus some that a goddamn married woman can get from a woman that I ain't even married to, why the hell would I even think about marrying you? And a lot of women don't want to be honest about themselves, man. Like, you know what? I put myself in this position. And let me tell you what's going to happen, fellas. The next guy that come, that maybe want to marry the girl, that probably would marry the girl, would make a good husband, she ain't going to believe nothing he says. She going to give him a hard time. This is how dirty the game is. And I understand why a lot of men have lost faith in women. I'm talking about the decent guys of the world, the good guys. They like, you know what? I ain't giving a bitch a hot dog. And a lot of niggas have picked up this mentality because of that reason alone. You gave up everything to the dude. You got nothing out the deal. And at the end of the day, you want me to pick up the slack. Ain't gonna happen, Captain.
You gotta pay your tax.
And a lot of dudes, like I say, you know, a lot of this red pill shit is growing, even though that shit has become toxic. You know, Kevin Samuels' message is growing. It's going to be a rude awakening for a lot of women out here, man.
And it's up to us to heal ourselves so that we don't do that to the next man. You know.
Y'all can't help it. Y'all can't help it. Because the damage goes so deep. I'm no fool. I know when a woman truly loves a man, and I say this all the time, and this is really, you know, a giving flowers moment to women. Because I disagree with a lot of dudes when they say women don't love. That's cap. When a woman truly cares and loves a man, she'll give up a hell of a whole lot. She'll lose herself in that situation.
Because it's our natural instinct to submit to the man that we want and love. So we would do almost anything.
Submit to your husband.
Yeah, and that's the problem. It doesn't say submit to our boyfriends. That's why, I mean, maybe we should just not have sex with our boyfriends. Because
maybe y'all should read the Bible.
Because, I mean, sex is just that.
Well, maybe y'all should just read the Bible. Instead
That's
of
true.
Reading all these whack romance novels
That's
and reading
true.
all the stuff that don't matter. Maybe y'all should pick up the word and study what the word says. I notice a lot of y'all women don't like to go to religion until a calamity happens.
That's true. I mean,
and then God is everything, and God is the center of my life.
Sex is a physical form.
Stuff.
Sex is a physical form of dominant and submission. You know, like the act of letting someone go inside of you, as a woman is submitting to them sexually, and
but y'all doing
you're
more
right.
But here's the thing, y'all doing more than sleeping with a lot of these guys. Again, like y'all literally playing house.
You're right.
I'm saying, like y'all playing wife. It's more, you know, y'all helping guys build up their businesses, build up their brands. You know, meanwhile, you know, a lot of y'all don't even have a job. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all don't even have anything substantial going on. So again, you know, it is not to make women just feel low, but it's just to try to explain why a lot of dudes ain't cutting y'all no slack these days. A lot of dudes don't trust y'all. A lot of dudes don't like y'all. A lot of dudes don't want y'all around unless y'all giving it up. A lot of dudes really, when y'all on the side of the road with the flat tire and all these guys is riding by y'all, this is why men have developed this attitude. Like, yo, I don't even care if a woman is in danger. I will not help them because of their decision making. And a lot of dudes take it personally because it's like, yo, I was one of the good guys. I was one of the dudes that would have treated you like a queen and honored you like the Bible says, but you chose to give up everything, all your innocence, all of this to the guy that ain't give a damn about you. Now you want to come to me and require me to be the man that the word says, and hold on. And
that's how good girls are looking at men when they choose hoes instead of choosing them. They're like, well, I've been a good girl. Like, yeah, fact. I'm not gonna give it up to you. You know, right now I will, but I want to make sure that you are down for me. But you too busy, you know, because I won't have sex with you. You want to sleep with a woman that will, or go for the woman that, you know, look a certain way, or whatever. I mean,
and I'm not saying that that's right. You know what I mean? Because I'm of the belief, fellas. Let me go ahead and say this real quick too. Let me go ahead and say this real quick, dog. Fellas, if you got a good woman, like without a shadow of a doubt, I'm talking about a good woman. You know, you can see the potential in her. If she's into your interests, you know, she's respectful, she's delicate, you know what I'm saying? Her femininity is on fleek, and you see what life can be with that woman. Fellas, I'm going to tell you like Plies say, BD. This bay dick. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, this bay dick. At the end of the day, stop all that cheating, stop all that lying, that conniving shit. If you got a woman that you know is either once in a lifetime or you're not going to meet that many women like her, that's bay dick, nigga. You better hold on to that woman. Let me tell you something, dog. you're only gonna meet so many good women in your life. You're gonna meet tons and tons and tons of women in your life. Don't get it wrong. You're only gonna meet so many good women that's down with your program, that truly got your best interest, that's rocking with you, and she believe in you. She see the potential in you, all the good things. You know, she see the spiritual side of you. You could be comfortable around her. Let me tell you something, Jones. A lot of you dudes need to really wake up, man. If you got that kind of woman in your life, dog, if you don't put a ring on it, the next dude that see the same qualities in that woman, he will. And y'all gonna be like Noel Jones at 72 years old. Damn, you can't even get on your knee because his back went out. Barely made it down on one knee to propose to his long-term girlfriend at 72, when you could have did that at 42 or 32, when it really meant the most to the woman. I'm gonna keep it real, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's real slim pickings out here, fellas, and a lot of y'all should know that. It's real slim pickings, man. So if you find a woman that, look, she ain't gonna be perfect. Let's be real. You know what I mean? Which none of us are. The girl ain't gonna be perfect. You know, she gonna have a few things in her past that, you know, might not be the best. But at the end of the day, if she checking off most of the boxes and she holding you down and she a rider, dog, go ahead and put a ring on that thing, man. I'm telling you, man, because the streets is dead. Let me tell you something. The streets is dead, man. And a lot of you niggas gonna get out here, man, and have a baby with a woman that you really don't want. Be upset about that. Mess around, get an STD that you really don't want. Be mad at that. A lot of you dudes just gonna be lonely as hell. Let me tell you something. If you lonely at night, you can say nothing to me. That's a Snapple top fact. You have lost all right to speak to C Boogie.
That was code.
If you lonely at night. Because let me tell you something, man. A lot of these cats, a lot of these guys online, and even women too, a lot of these relationship experts and gurus and strategists, and there's no disrespect to anybody. You know, I don't even listen to that stuff for real. But if I was listening to those people, I wouldn't, you know, have what I have now, honestly, man. You know, at the end of the day, I had to take my own advice. I don't listen to that crap. You know what I'm saying? And if you notice with a lot of these relationship gurus, a lot of them be single as hell.
Right.
Or divorced in a motherfucker. And there's no disrespect to anybody, but then you realize, well, how you out here giving out solid advice?
Right.
And they giving out the wrong advice. They doing a horrible job at teaching men and women how to get along. You know what I'm saying? They're doing a horrible job at teaching people how to get out their own way.
There's too many strategies out there.
Well, if you want something substantial, and a lot of people are going to disagree. You know what I mean? If you really want a good relationship, a healthy relationship, if you want to bring somebody into your life for, you know, extended amount of time, there are some rules that you set, even within yourself, you may have to break one day. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when you truly care about somebody, man, because we've been through so much as people, we've been through a lot of crap, you might have to go a little bit beyond the call of duty to show them that you care. You're going to have to put your ego to the side. You're going to have to put your pride to the side. You're going to have to put all that nigga shit to the side and show this person that you give a damn.
Right. And, you know, I made a mistake because I remember I used to listen to different people, you know, dating coaches. And, you know, I told myself I wasn't going to ever call a man. Like, I was never going to reach out first. And I was in a relationship where I never reached out first because I felt like I'm a woman, you know, a man should reach out to me first. And I don't know what that did to the guy that I was a girlfriend to, you know, psychologically. I would be receptive, you know, I'll call him back if he called, but I never called him first. And I
that was
know,
bad advice.
I know it hurt him, you know, and I looked at myself and I was like, damn, like, I'm really listening to strategies, or I'm doing things that because I don't want to feel hurt, because I want a guy to reach out to me. I'm doing the most, like, because like you said, I'm a woman.
You're trying to manipulate your way
right
into making somebody feel secure instead of doing the real work.
Yeah.
And to making somebody feel protected and secure. That's
Right.
two different things.
Right.
Look, in life, and this is for everybody listening, because we're going to shut it down soon, but look, it either is or it ain't. So, in life, you either going to do the right thing or you're not. You know what I'm saying? You can't razzle your dazzle, magic trick your way out of being dependable, out of being there, being available. You see what I'm saying?
The fundamentals, yeah.
The fundamentals, man. And this is what it all comes back to. So, you know, there are some people that I would listen to online. You know, most people I wouldn't, particularly when it comes to like a relationship, because they doing a horrible job, a piss poor job of telling men and women how to relate to one another again, how to get along, how to have just basic human decency and respect for each other, and then you build on top of that. You know, it's all this other shit to keep leverage. And once you get into that mindset, everybody, of wins and losses and leverage and power, you tend to lose sight of the actual relating part in the relationship. You know what I mean? You're constantly trying to get the one up on somebody. And that's what a lot of relationships are, man. A lot of people plotting against each other. A lot of men and women go to bed at night not loving each other, but plotting against each other.
And then there's no love or understanding, which is the top number one thing that is that's the glue in keeping any relationship together. And we lost that love and love and understanding.
Love and understanding?
Yeah. Love, and we replaced it with sex, money, how many 5-star dinners he could take me to, it's really effed up. It's really bad.
I mean, like, that has its place. Don't get me wrong. Like, all of these things, sex, money, all these things has its place. But, and I'm gonna close with this, y'all. And then we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. At the end of the day, y'all, it's like this, man. When I got out the military, some years back, since then, I've gotten 7 surgeries, man. 7. My last surgery I had on my rotator cuff. And I've been just in and out of the hospital for long periods of time, man. Recovery, physical therapy, pain medication, dependency, all that stuff that come with 7 surgeries, dog. I remember I had to learn how to walk again at one time. But my point is, I know how it feel to have a woman there when you waking up from anesthesia and she there rubbing on your head and feeding you ice chips. And that's a woman that truly respects you, dog. Money can't get you in that position where a woman is praying for you right before you go under anesthesia. And you can see the tears in her eye ducts because she just wants you to wake up. Money don't buy you that, Jones.
Damn, that's
dog.
beautiful.
Money can't get you that, Jones. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a thorough dude. You got to have some love inside you. I'm talking about the shit that matter in life where you can't walk and your woman will get up at 2 in the morning to make you something to eat, and she put you in a bathtub every day because you cannot walk, and she wash you up, your funky black ass, every day. Nigga, that's love, dog. And I know we don't talk about it much, but I'm going to be real with you, dog. A lot of people need to start looking at the shit that matter too. I'm talking about get your mind right and get your mind back in real life. I'm talking about a lot of dudes is with women right now that if they, God forbid, they got cancer or some type of crazy disease, those women will be gone. Or they waiting for them to pass away so they can get the bag and move on and have some more fun. And it probably was a woman out there that would be right there holding his hand right through it. She probably could have healed the cancer away from him because women got those type of powers. But a lot of dudes, they stuck on what they stuck on. And it's a lot of women that are in position where, something may happen to them and they got a man that'll be right there, breast cancer or whatever, that will really hold their hand and fight with them. Like, y'all see these stories on social media, the girl get cancer, get chemo, her hair coming out, and the dude shave his head to show solidarity with the... I mean, to me, money, resources, all of that has its place. I would never downplay it, but I never got on my show and said love don't count, nigga. Love is what make us really ride for somebody, man, and be there for them and do the right thing by them and leave our ego at the door. You know what I'm saying? And we're not going to realize the magnitude of it until we don't have it, because you can only experience love. Most times, all of y'all in the chat, y'all not going to know y'all came in contact with love until it's gone. Y'all not going to know it was in your life until it's not in your life no more. You see what I'm saying? And we all took advantage of somebody that really loved us and cared about us. But I'm trying to tell you, you know, everything has its place. Looks, money, resources, sex, all this has its place. But nothing is going to take the place of somebody that respect, admire, care about you, love you, pray for you, all this good stuff, man. And these things might come in a package that we least expected to.
Right.
It might come in a package that you never thought about accepting, but it's there. So, you know, I tend to look at the things that matter in life as well, man. You know what I mean? And this is why I talk about self-improvement, because regardless of what package is in, if the man and the woman put the work in every day to be the best versions of themselves, then neither one of them is selling each other short of their potential.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Looks fade, y'all. You can get into a car accident tomorrow and your face get disfigured or whatever. Looks fade. Period. We all gonna get old and wrinkled, man. I mean, money come and go. It comes in seasons. You know what I mean? You be up. It's like crypto. You be up one week, you be down. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you can make money, then you good. But I'm telling you, man, somebody that truly got your back, that truly you can trust them, they can hold your secrets. They'll never hold it against you or hold you hostage.
That's worth more than money.
That's you can't even put a price on it.
You can't put a price on trust.
You can't. You can't, man. So, hey, man, I just want to leave y'all with something to really think about, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, episode 3, the Nerve of You podcast. We'll be right back Thursday. And I appreciate y'all for coming. I salute y'all. And I hope y'all enjoy. Peace.